The boxing world is abuzz with anticipation for the rematch between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach Jr., a fight that promises to settle the score after their controversial majority draw on March 1, 2025. The first encounter, held at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, left fans, analysts, and the fighters themselves with more questions than answers. Davis, the WBA lightweight champion, was expected to dominate, but Roach's performance turned heads, sparking debates about who truly deserved the win. Now, with a rematch reportedly set for August 16, 2025, in Las Vegas, the stage is set for a defining moment in both fighters' careers. The question looms: will Davis make the necessary adjustments to secure a decisive victory, or does Roach have his number, as some boxing observers suggest? This clash is not just about belts or records. It's about legacy, pride, and proving who belongs at the top of the lightweight division. The first fight was a spectacle that defied expectations. Davis, with an unblemished 30-0-1 record and 28 knockouts, entered as a -2,000 betting favorite, a reflection of his reputation as one of boxing's most explosive and feared fighters. His southpaw stance, blistering hand speed, and devastating power have made him a three-division world champion and a pay-per-view star. Roach, the WBA super featherweight champion with a record of 25-1-2 and 10 knockouts, was seen as a significant underdog at +1,040. Moving up to the lightweight division to challenge Davis, many viewed Roach as a capable but outmatched opponent, especially given Davis's history of dismantling fighters like Frank Martin and Leo Santa Cruz. Yet, Roach's performance flipped the script, showcasing his evolution as a fighter and earning him newfound respect. From the opening bell, Roach displayed remarkable confidence and composure. Observers noted that he fought like the bigger man, walking straight toward Davis and staying in his face for the majority of the fight. Unlike many of Davis's previous opponents, Roach was unfazed by the champion's aura, absorbing his power shots and firing back with precision. His counterpunching, lateral movement, and defensive acumen frustrated Davis, who is known for systematically breaking down opponents before landing fight-ending blows. CompuBox stats revealed Roach landed 112 of 400 punches, 28%, outworking Davis, who connected on 103 of 279, 37%. Roach's busier pace and effective counters, particularly his right hand, kept Davis on the defensive, a rare sight for fans accustomed to seeing Tank dominate. The ninth round became the focal point of controversy. Davis took a knee after a quick jab from Roach, claiming grease from a hair treatment had irritated his eyes. Referee Steve Willis initiated a count but stopped at 3, controversially ruling it a non-knockdown and allowing Davis's corner to wipe his face with a towel, an action prohibited during a round. Had the knockdown been counted, Roach likely would have won a unanimous decision, handing Davis his first professional loss. Instead, the judges scored the bout 115-113 for Davis and 114-114 on the other two cards, resulting in a majority draw. The decision sparked outrage, with many, including Forbes contributor Brian Mazik, asserting that Roach was robbed and had outboxed Davis for 9 of the 12 rounds. The aftermath saw both fighters call for a rematch. Davis, typically reserved after victories, admitted the fight was closer than expected, stating, "I made it competitive, to be honest. For sure, Lamont is a great fighter. He got the skills like I said before and the punching power. It was a lesson learned." Roach, disappointed but resolute, insisted the knee should have been ruled a knockdown, saying, "If that was a knockdown, I win the fight. I'm not banking on that to win. I just thought I pulled it out." The New York State Athletic Commission upheld the result, citing that the fight continued for 3 more rounds after the non-call, making it non-determinative. This ruling only fueled the demand for a second fight, as fans and analysts clamored for clarity. The rematch, initially rumored for June 21 before being postponed, is now slated for August 16 in Las Vegas, according to sources like The Ring's Mike Coppinger. The delay came after Davis reportedly requested more time to prepare, a decision that suggests he's taking Roach more seriously this time around. Davis's star power gives him significant influence over the scheduling, but his choice to prioritize the rematch over other high-profile fights, against the likes of Shakur Stevenson, Vasily Lomachenko, Ryan Garcia, or Teofimo Lopez, speaks volumes. As Stephen A. Smith noted on his platform, none of those fighters deserved a shot ahead of Roach, who earned his rematch by pushing Davis to the brink. Smith, a prominent sports commentator, has been vocal about the stakes of this rematch. Initially skeptical of Roach's chances due to his smaller frame, Smith admitted he underestimated the Washington, D.C. native. "What I didn't know is that once Lamont Roach stepped into the ring, he would be the bigger fighter," Smith said. "He walked right to Gervonta Davis and stayed in his face all night long." Smith praised Roach's defensive brilliance and relentless pressure, noting that he forced Davis to take a knee, a moment unprecedented in the champion's career. Smith even urged Davis to consider retirement, citing the physical toll of the sport and the risk of tarnishing his legacy against a fighter as dangerous as Roach. "You only have but so many fights left," Smith warned, echoing Davis's own hints at stepping away from boxing. Davis has indeed alluded to retirement multiple times, particularly in the lead-up to the first fight. At a press conference, he spoke candidly about the mental and emotional drain of the sport, saying, "I'm getting older. I've been giving so much to the sport, I don't take the time to study and learn myself. I just need time for myself to grow." These comments, coupled with his legal troubles and the pressure of being a pay-per-view draw, suggest that Davis is contemplating his future beyond the ring. Yet, his immediate call for a rematch after the draw shows a fighter determined to protect his undefeated record and silence doubters. "Let's do it again. Let's get it going." "No problem at all," Davis declared, signaling his readiness to face Roach head-on. Roach, meanwhile, is brimming with confidence. His performance in the first fight elevated his status from a respected but under-the-radar champion to a household name. Social media posts from X capture the sentiment, with users like At Accord to Boxing claiming Roach beat the F*** out of Tank and exposed vulnerabilities that could trouble Davis against other top lightweights. Roach himself has vowed to leave no doubt in the rematch, stating, "I have to push harder. I have to train harder. I have to be more mean. I have to be more physical." His training camp is expected to emphasize conditioning and tactical adjustments, aiming to capitalize on the blueprint he established in the first fight. Boxing luminaries have weighed in on the matchup, offering varied perspectives. Roy Jones Jr., a legend in the sport, has long admired Roach's skills, emphasizing that his performance against Davis was no fluke. "Roach is a very formidable opponent," Jones said. "You can't put Roach to the side like that. He came from basically the same ecosystem as Tank." Jones highlighted Roach's technical prowess and fight IQ, cautioning against underestimating him. Similarly, Shakur Stevenson, who sparred with Roach in preparation for his fight against Oscar Valdez, picked Roach to give Davis trouble. "I knew his style with Tank's style, what he was going to be able to bring to the table," Stevenson said, noting that Roach's timing and footwork neutralized Davis's usual advantages. Jeff Mayweather, a veteran trainer and supporter of Davis, offered a critical assessment of the first fight. "I think Roach actually won the fight," Mayweather admitted. "He outworked Tank. It seemed like Tank was waiting to figure him out, but this time the guy went to work back." Mayweather's analysis underscores a key issue for Davis: his tendency to start slowly and rely on late-round knockouts. Against Roach, this strategy faltered, as Roach maintained a consistent pace and landed more punches. Davis's new trainer, Coach Mustafa, known for his work on timing and precision, could be the key to addressing these shortcomings. The addition of Mustafa to Davis's camp has sparked speculation about whether he's overhauling his approach or simply refining his existing style. The psychological warfare leading up to the rematch adds another layer of intrigue. Davis has employed subtle mind games, from cryptic social media posts to pointed comments in interviews, aiming to disrupt Roach's focus. Roach, however, appears unshaken, with his team asserting that he's signed and ready to go. Rapper and boxing enthusiast Sauce Walka believes Roach already proved his superiority, stating, "When you really know boxing, Tank lost that fight. He outclassed the champ." Walka's sentiment reflects a growing belief among some fans that Roach's technical mastery and ring control give him an edge, regardless of the judges' scorecards. The first fight's controversy, particularly the non-knockdown call, has amplified the stakes. Posts on X, such as one from @JerryTsinets, criticized the referee's decision and argued that Roach won decisively. The draw, which preserved Davis's undefeated record, was seen by some as a bailout for the sport's golden goose. The rematch offers Davis a chance to reclaim his aura of invincibility, but it's a high-risk proposition. A loss to Roach could derail his plans for megafights and raise questions about his place among boxing's elite. For Roach, a victory would cement his status as a pound-for-pound contender and potentially open doors to bouts against the likes of Stevenson or Lomachenko. The rematch is also a business boon. The first fight generated 262,000 pay-per-view buys and $21 million in revenue per Dan Rafael, and set an attendance record at Barclays Center. The controversy has only heightened interest, with fans eagerly awaiting a resolution. Promoters are banking on the rematch surpassing these numbers, especially with the added drama and the Las Vegas setting. Whispers of a stacked undercard, potentially featuring Erislandy Lara and Jermall Charlo, further elevate the event's appeal. As August 16th approaches, the boxing world is divided. Some see Davis, with his new trainer and renewed focus, making the necessary adjustments to reassert his dominance. Others believe Roach, with his technical brilliance and unshakable confidence, has cracked the code to beating Tank. The first fight showed that Roach can compete at the highest level, but can he sustain that performance? And will Davis, facing the twilight of his career, summon the hunger to overcome a rival who seems to have his number? One thing is certain, this rematch will be a defining moment, not just for the WBA lightweight title, but for the legacies of two fighters who have everything to prove.